Paul Heyman just threatened to destroy Seth Rollins' entire legacy with one brutal warning, and what he said backstage is making everyone in WWE panic right now. This isn't just some throwaway promo, this is the Wiseman putting Rollins on notice that if he loses to Cody Rhodes, his career as we know it is finished. And the worst part? Heyman might actually be right. Let me break down exactly what went down, because this situation is spiraling out of control faster than anyone expected. Rollins is walking into the biggest match of his year against Cody Rhodes, and instead of getting support from the locker room, he's getting death threats from Paul Heyman, the same man who orchestrated Roman Reigns' 4-year title reign and turned CM Punk into the most dangerous threat in WWE. Think about that for a second. When Paul Heyman warns you about something, it's not a suggestion, it's a prophecy. Here's what Heyman allegedly told Rollins in a private conversation that somehow leaked to multiple sources: "You lose to Cody Rhodes, and everything you've built crumbles. Your credibility, your positioning, your leverage, gone. You become just another name in Cody's highlight reel, and there's no coming back from that." Those words hit different when you realize Heyman has been right about every major prediction he's made in the past 5 years. He called Roman's dominance. He predicted the Bloodline's implosion. He saw CM Punk's return coming before anyone else did. And now he's telling Rollins that one loss will erase everything. But why is Heyman so invested in this? Because he understands the business better than anyone else in that building. Rollins has been positioned as the workhorse, the Iron Man, the guy who carries Monday Night Raw on his back week after week. But here's the brutal truth that nobody wants to admit: Seth Rollins hasn't won a major feud in over a year. He lost to Logan Paul. He couldn't beat Shinsuke Nakamura clean. He dropped the World Heavyweight Championship and never got his rematch. His win-loss record in big matches has been absolutely horrific, and Heyman knows that one more high-profile loss to Cody Rhodes completely tanks whatever credibility Rollins has left. Cody Rhodes, on the other hand, is the golden boy right now. He finished his story. He beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He's the undisputed WWE champion, and he's on the biggest winning streak of his entire career. If Rollins steps into the ring with Cody and loses again, he's not just taking another L on his record, he's cementing himself as the guy who can't beat the top stars when it matters most. And that's a death sentence in professional wrestling. Heyman's warning goes even deeper than just this one match, though. He's looking at the bigger picture, and that's what makes this so terrifying for Rollins. If Seth loses to Cody, where does he go from there? Does he drop down to the midcard and start feuding with guys like Chad Gable? Does he become the veteran who puts over younger talent without ever getting his moment back in the spotlight? Does he turn heel again and hope that the fans still care enough to boo him? None of those options are good, and Heyman knows it. The psychological warfare Heyman is playing here is absolutely brilliant and ruthless at the same time. He's not just trying to motivate Rollins, he's planting seeds of doubt in his mind. He's making Rollins second-guess every move, every decision, every strategy he is going into this match. Heyman is weaponizing fear, and that's what he does better than anyone else on the roster. He got inside Roman Reigns' head and turned him into a monster. He's doing the same thing to CM Punk right now with their complex relationship. And now he's targeting Rollins because he sees weakness. Let's talk about what this means for the actual match against Cody Rhodes. Rollins is already dealing with a narrative problem. He's been booked inconsistently for months. One week he looks like the best performer in WWE, and the next week he's tapping out or getting rolled up in under 10 minutes. The fans are starting to notice this pattern, and it's hurting his perception as a main event talent. Cody, meanwhile, has been protected like Fort Knox. He barely loses. When he does lose, it's under controversial circumstances with tons of interference. WWE is clearly building Cody as their next long-term champion, and that means Rollins is walking into this match as the guy who's supposed to lose. That's what makes Heyman's warning so devastating. It's not even controversial. It's just the truth. Wrestling fans are smart now. They know how booking works. They know that Seth Rollins losing to Cody Rhodes makes perfect sense from a storytelling perspective. But Heyman is pointing out that making sense doesn't help Rollins' career. Logic doesn't pay the bills or get you back in the main event at WrestleMania. Wins and losses still matter, and Rollins is on the wrong side of that equation right now. Some people are saying Heyman is just stirring the pot, trying to create drama for the sake of content. But that's missing the entire point. Heyman doesn't waste words. Every sentence he speaks has purpose and intention behind it. When he warned Roman Reigns about acknowledging him, it seemed like typical Heyman theatrics until Roman became the longest-reigning Universal Champion in history. When he told Brock Lesnar that his time was running out, people laughed until Lesnar started losing every major match and disappeared from WWE television. Heyman's track record speaks for itself, and that's why this warning to Rollins should terrify everyone. The backstage reaction to this situation has been wild. Multiple reports are coming out saying that other wrestlers are watching this closely because they realize Heyman might be exposing a problem with how WWE books their upper mid-card talent. Guys like Rollins work their tails off, deliver incredible matches week after week, and then get fed to whoever WWE is pushing as their next megastar. It's a pattern we've seen before with guys like Dolph Ziggler, The Miz during certain periods, and even someone like AJ Styles in his later WWE run. They become the reliable hand who makes everyone else look good but never gets their own moment to shine again. Rollins is dangerously close to falling into that category permanently, and Heyman just said the quiet part out loud. This isn't about one match anymore, it's about Seth Rollins' entire future in WWE. If he loses to Cody Rhodes, especially if it's a clean loss with no excuses, no shenanigans, no controversy, then Rollins becomes expendable. He becomes the guy WWE can plug into any feud to make the other person look good without worrying about protecting him because his stock has already dropped too far. And here's the part that should make every wrestling fan angry: Rollins doesn't deserve this. This is a guy who saved Monday Night Raw when it was dying. He carried the show through injury, through terrible creative, through roster changes, through everything WWE threw at him. He reinvented himself multiple times. He went from the Authority's golden boy to the babyface underdog to the Monday Night Messiah to whatever version of Seth Rollins we have now. He's adapted and evolved more than almost anyone on the roster, and his reward for all that loyalty and hard work might be getting buried by the same company he bled for. Heyman knows this. He's exploiting it. He's using Rollins' dedication against him by pointing out that dedication doesn't matter if you keep losing when the lights are brightest. It's cruel, it's calculated, and it's vintage Paul Heyman. The wise man doesn't deal in fantasy or false hope, he deals in reality, and the reality is that Seth Rollins is in serious trouble heading into this match. The fan response to Heyman's warning has been split down the middle. Half of the WWE universe is saying Heyman is absolutely right and that Rollins needs to wake up and realize his career is slipping away. The other half is defending Rollins, arguing that he's still one of the best workers in the company and that one loss shouldn't define his legacy. But here's the problem with that second argument: it's not just one loss. It's a pattern of losses in big matches over the past year that's creating this narrative. Heyman isn't inventing this story out of thin air, he's just highlighting what everyone has been watching happen in real time. What's even more fascinating is that Heyman delivered this warning privately, which means he genuinely might be trying to help Rollins in his own twisted way. If Heyman wanted to humiliate Rollins publicly, he would have cut a promo on TV. Instead, he pulled him aside backstage and gave him the harsh truth that nobody else has the guts to say. That's actually more respectful than anything Rollins has gotten from WWE creative lately. At least Heyman is being honest about the situation instead of feeding Rollins false promises about future opportunities. So what are Rollins' options at this point? He could ignore Heyman's warning and hope that losing to Cody Rhodes somehow doesn't hurt him, but we all know that's not how wrestling works. He could try to turn heel and attack Cody before the match, creating a storyline where he's desperate and dangerous, but WWE might not let him because they need babyfaces right now. He could demand a different opponent and refuse to face Cody, but that makes him look weak and scared. None of these options are good, which is exactly why Heyman's warning is so effective. Rollins is trapped in a no-win scenario, and Heyman just made sure he knows it. The only way Rollins survives this situation with his credibility intact is if he actually beats Cody Rhodes, and that's not happening. WWE has invested too much in Cody's championship reign to have him lose to Rollins right now, especially when they're clearly building toward bigger matches for Cody down the line. Rollins knows this. Heyman knows this. The entire locker room knows this. The only people who don't seem to know this are the fans, who are still holding out hope that WWE will do the right thing and protect Rollins. But WWE hasn't protected Rollins in over a year, so why would they start now? That's the question Heyman is forcing everyone to confront. This company has shown repeatedly that they'll sacrifice anyone, no matter how talented, no matter how loyal, if it serves the narrative they want to tell. Rollins is just the latest victim of that philosophy, and Heyman's warning is essentially telling him to accept his fate or find a way to change it before it's too late. The implications of this situation extend beyond just Rollins and Cody Rhodes. This is about how WWE treats their veteran talent who helped build the company into what it is today. Rollins is only 39 years old. He should have at least 5 more elite years left in his career. But if WWE continues booking him like a gatekeeper instead of a main event player, those 5 years are going to be wasted watching him make everyone else look good while he fades into irrelevance. Heyman's warning is a wake-up call not just for Rollins but for everyone in that locker room who thinks their past accomplishments will protect them from bad booking. The countdown to this match is ticking, and every day that passes makes Heyman's words feel more prophetic. Rollins is running out of time to change his trajectory, and the scary part is that it might already be too late. One loss to Cody Rhodes, and everything Paul Heyman predicted comes true. Seth Rollins becomes just another name on Cody's resume, another former world champion who couldn't hang with the new generation, another example of WWE moving on without looking back. Let me know in the comments what you think about Heyman's warning. Is he right that Rollins' career is in serious danger, or is this just typical Heyman mind games? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed because this story is far from over. The match is coming up soon, and we're all about to find out if Paul Heyman's prophecy comes true or if Seth Rollins can somehow defy the odds one more time.